What is up, guys and girls? Hurricane Liz here with an update video for you guys on this video that I did. I want to say it was almost 9 months ago. Now that video was titled how to make $100 a day selling t-shirts on Amazon without any design ideas, and it currently works in 2020. The question to this video is, does it still work now? And if so, can somebody really start making money online using this method, using my absolute favorite place to design, upload, and sell t-shirts on? And the answer to the question might surprise you, as well as some of the updated tactics that you'll have to learn in order to be able to sell t-shirts in 2021 and beyond. Now, before we jump into that actual video, I just wanted to quickly introduce myself to those of you that don't know who I am. I go by the name of Hurricane Liz, and I've sold millions and millions of dollars of products on Amazon, not only FBA, merch by Amazon, but also KDP, and I've also sold them off of Amazon. So in this video, I'm going to show you how I would go about starting if I was brand spanking new and looking to get on Amazon, specifically with t-shirts. So without further ado, let me show you how I would go about starting to make $100 a day selling t-shirts online by using the world's biggest site. So let's go ahead and do this. All right, so I'm sharing my screen here, and you'll see this is the video that started it all. I didn't realize how popular this thing would get, but the reality is people out there are really excited to learn about how to make money online from the comfort of their own home. And this technique is definitely going to be a banger. So you guys want to definitely check this out. Now, let me talk about this much. A lot of people always ask, Liz, what is the best platform to sell t-shirts on? Well, I'm a little biased, and that's primarily because I've been selling on Amazon for almost a decade now. And the absolute best thing that I've seen ever in the history of online marketing is this giant that they call Amazon. And the reason for that is we get to leverage their traffic. So that means that we get to use their buyers at our disposal to try and get to buy our products. So I know that didn't make sense, but you'll see here what I'm talking about in a minute. And so here we are. This is merch by Amazon. It is pretty much a one-stop shop if you're a t-shirt designer. So let me explain to you, because one of the biggest questions I got was, how does this work, Liz? I still don't understand. How do I ship all this stuff out? Who creates the t-shirts for me and all that good stuff? Well, the reality is it's pretty simple. After we sign up for an account, which I'm going to show you the process here in a minute, all we've got to do is we've got to design the t-shirt. Once we get the t-shirt design, I'm going to show you how we check to make sure it's all legal and we're not breaking any trademarks and things of that nature. Now, I do remind you guys, I'm not a lawyer, so you will want to check up with a lawyer if you have any real doubts about if your t-shirt is legal to sell or not. And what I mean by that is, don't infringe on somebody's copy, which means don't try and put The Simpsons on a t-shirt, because that's just not going to fly with Amazon, and it's not going to fly with the creators of The Simpsons, right? You will probably get a cease and desist and possibly even have to pay some money. But once you get your design going, all you got to do is upload the design to Amazon, and then pretty much that's it. From that point forward, you can decide if you want to do additional promotions to the product, which I'll talk about in another video, or you can just let it be a game of numbers. And what I mean by that is that all you do is just design as many possible designs as you can throw out there and allow Amazon to handle all the rest. So what exactly does that mean? That means that Amazon not only puts this t-shirt on their website, but if somebody clicks on that shirt and decides to buy it, they will print the t-shirt for you, they will ship the t-shirt to the customer for you, and they will fulfill any customer service that is required of that t-shirt from that point forward. So what that basically means is that all you have to do is design the t-shirt. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you the process now for how to set up the account, how to prove to them that you are legit ready to get started on your Amazon business, because they only take serious people, so they only want action takers, and then how to check the shirt, how to upload the shirt, and do all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and jump into Merch by Amazon here, and I'll show you how to do that. Okay, so step one to get into Merch by Amazon is you hit this button, you hit Request Invitation, and what it's going to require you to do is log in. So I'm going to show you what it kind of looks like, because I already have several Amazon accounts. I don't want to have to log into any of them, and I don't want to create a new one. It's going to look like this. You sign in with either an Amazon account or you create a brand new one, right? So I would just create a brand new one to keep it separate for everything that you have, because heaven forbid you want to sell this in the future, right? And then you'll begin this application. So here's what you're going to need: business contact information, bank account, and social security number or other tax identification number. You'll hit begin application, and this is the screen you're hit with right here. Okay, so first and foremost, we got to put our business name. If you don't have a business name, you put your actual legal name. You put your address here, you put the city, the state, the postal code, your phone number, and then the email address that you're going to want to use for this actual account. That's it. Pretty simple, right? You hit save and continue. You go to the next step. Right here, you request an invitation form. So right here, it'll ask you for a specific type of industry. It'll say something like artist or something of that nature. You hit the name of the organization. It could be your name again, and additional information. Now, this is the hack that most people don't know. Now, they'll just go ahead and put some quick blurb. They won't even have a website, and then they'll type the characters and hit send request. What you want to do is you want to set up a shop, a free shop on a site like Teespring. So for example, these are a couple t-shirts that I set up on Teespring. I set this up right here, and what I did is I linked Amazon to my designs for these two t-shirts. Now, I'm not saying just do two. I'm not saying do the same thing that I did. I'm saying throw up about 5 to 10 different designs on Teespring and then link it here in your actual application so that when they ask you what is your additional information, you can link one t-shirt here, but you can put here are some of my t-shirt designs and write a small blurb about yourself and what you are wanting to do on Amazon. So again, before you start, make sure you already have some sample t-shirts. That way you get approved. Don't risk the fact that you don't get approved. Now, after that, you'll hit send name, send request. So here's the different industry types that you could put. Just put small business. It's as simple as that. You could also put designer, and that's pretty much it. Other than that, what you've got to do is don't ever wait for the email to come from merch, because a lot of times you don't get it. I had several accounts where I did not receive it. Try and log into the account that you set up every couple days. If you are approved, it will say so. If you're not, it will give you a decline. All right, so now let's talk about step 2. Okay, so the next step is to actually figure out what kind of design we want to make, right? So to do that, there's a couple different sites you can use. First and foremost, you can choose Amazon. And as I showed in my first video, I looked up funny t-shirts, right? But you could put something like, in the example right now, we're about to hit Halloween. So we could look up Halloween shirts and see what pops up. And you can also just allow Amazon to tell you what's hot. Like I'm going to put Halloween and see what Amazon tells me is actually hot. It'll suggest what people are searching. So right here, it shows decoration shirts for women. So let's look at specifically Halloween shirts for women if we were trying to get some ideas to find this. And we'll look at Halloween shirts at Bad Witches Club. So this is by Disney themselves. I was going to say, this is not good. And you'll be able to get some inspiration. I Smell Children, Drink Up Witches. So you could definitely do a spin on this. The font looks very witchy. And you know what they say about witches? Basic witch. So here's another good one. And you can keep looking and getting some inspiration for Amazon.com. Again, use your imagination as far as what people would search. That way you can get a good number of actual ideas on what kind of shirts to make. The second site that I like to use, this site is Woot.com. Woot is actually owned by Amazon. So a lot of people might not have heard of this, but I'm going to go ahead and go into shirt, and I'm going to take a look at some of the top shirts. Now, a lot of times people will vote on these, and you can see right here, September's best shirts, VP debate shirts. So a lot of interesting stuff. Let's look at the VP debate because, you know, that's usually the most controversial topic that there is. So we can see what's actually popular, right? Stop playing politics. Here's a little star, opinions and facts. I don't really see any funny ones yet, but here's a good one. This one looks like the actual shopping bag font, like I'm speaking, I'm speaking. So that must be related to the actual debate. And here is a fly. So something must have happened in the debate. And again, I'm not into politics, so I don't even know what the heck's going on. I'm just here for the BS. So that's kind of funny because it's a fly. So again, these are where you can get ideas from, and then you can spin them into your own ideas. If you've never read the book Steal Like an Artist, I highly recommend it as it talks about this actual topic. Now, let's hit the final site that I would go to get ideas. Okay, so this site is a paid site and it's called Merch Ninja, and I'm inside here and I'm just going to go in and look at the trends and take a look at the top sales or the top BSR or the BSR winner, and you can also look at the new designs. Now, we'll have a whole new video that's dedicated, and it's probably going to be a couple videos to this actual tool, which is fantastic if you are going to want to design t-shirts because it'll show you what's actually currently hot. We're going to take a look at the USA. So I did select .com, not to brag, but I totally got out of bed today, and it's got this sloth. Here's a lot of RBG shirts since she recently passed away. Here's this Pac-Man with ghosts. So a lot of really actual interesting idea. I have plans in the garage. Messy bun, coffee run, gangster rap. I need a nap. #mom life. So this is how you can kind of get ideas. Again, this is a paid tool, and there is a link below for this actual tool, which I do actually get a commission on, so I will just be completely transparent about that. Now, there is one other one that I use and that I've used in the past. I like this cat one where the cat is kind of almost throwing the glass. That reminds me of my cat. Okay, and this is another site that costs $9.99 a month. The link for that will also be below in the description. And this is called Merch Informer. And on Merch Informer, I like to use the tool called Merch Hunter. And I like to look at the top 100 bestsellers with nothing other than just that. Hit search. I'm in US market, and it'll specifically pull out merch by Amazon shirts. And again, we're going to notice that a lot of the actual t-shirts that come back are very similar. Here's an RBG t-shirt. Here is Namaste in bed. So there's a lot of things going on about staying in bed. Here's some skeleton hands on the boobs. And here is a Halloween pumpkin with a mask on, which is looking like it's fire right now. And so Honky Halloween, there's all sorts of t-shirts. So either one of those tools will help you find ideas. And that's pretty much it for this step. Step 2 is we have to design our t-shirt, right? So we've got two actual choices here. We either do it ourselves, and if you don't know how to do it, you very easily can learn by going to YouTube and just searching Photoshop lesson. There's also a lot of third-party applications that you can actually pay for and use that make design simple. Or you can actually use a site called Fiverr that I like to use. These are the simplest ways for a beginner to actually use before they actually hire an actual graphic artist designer by using sites that there are out there. So I'm gonna look up t-shirt design here, and you're gonna see that there's gonna be a bunch of people, I can't even spell, but there's gonna be a bunch of people selling t-shirt designs starting at 10 bucks. Here's one for 55. That's a little too much. You don't want to pay that much for a t-shirt design, but you want to look for a guy that's like $10, right? And these $10 guys will do a design for a t-shirt based off of your specifications. Here's a guy that's $5, right? So based off the specs that and the template that you downloaded when you were trying to register for merch by Amazon, you'll send it to these guys and you'll ask them to design a t-shirt for you for as little as $5 to $10. And that's how you can get started if you don't want to design yourself or if you have no design experience whatsoever. But if I was going to do this, I would either learn how to design it or get a full-time designer, which you can actually do. And you can do this at a site like onlinejobs.ph. And while I'm not going to go into the details like I did last time, you can watch my last $100 merch video to do that. Pretty much right here, you can hire a full-time graphic artist for anywhere from about $300 to $400 a month, and they will design for you 40 hours a week. However, just remember that once you do this, you are now a manager, and you have to make sure to give them the ideas for the designs, because if not, you're just gonna get an employee sitting there not doing anything, and you still having to pay them. And that can be a burning of money. I'll tell you that much from experience. So be prepared to actually work after that. All right, so now let's hit step 3. We got our design ideas, and we're ready to give them to the designer. But before we do that, we want to make sure and verify that they are in fact legal for us to create. So for example, you don't want to be making any t-shirts that are Dallas Cowboys and have a star. That is a clear trademark infringement. You also don't want to be doing any Rick and Morty t-shirts with Rick and Morty as the characters on there. Again, you're going to get a lawsuit, or you're going to get removed from Amazon. As fast as I could slap you across this screen right now, and I don't want to say what kind of slap, but you can imagine what kind of slap. So let's show the idea of Girl Dad, which I showed as an example earlier. Girl Dad was a dad that was dedicated to Kobe Bryant, and it wasn't necessarily dedicated to Kobe Bryant. Somebody else had the actual trademark on April 13th, 2016. So this shirt went viral when Kobe Bryant passed away, because people started to make this because him and his daughter passed away on the helicopter. So people started to make it, and as a result, it got the trademark, and here it is. So I cannot make a shirt that says Girl Dad and put it on Amazon, or it's going to get shut down if it's a shirt in the US. So this is where you check anything that you want to check. So for example, I believe Paris Hilton actually trademarked this term, which is "that's hot." And if you click on there, it should show that this is actually trademarked by, I don't know who she trademarked it under, but you cannot use this term on a t-shirt because it could get slapped down. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean you put it up on Amazon and Amazon declines it. Amazon might not look at it until sometime later, but just avoid any actual potential problems, because if you get too many of these and too many of these little slaps by merch, your account will get disabled. So it's going to be a pain in the ass to get a new one. So just take my word for it. Check it on TM Hunt. If it's there, just avoid it at all costs. Okay, so now that we have all that info, now it's time to upload our actual design. If you you at any time are confused about any of this, I highly recommend you go inside of your merch account and you click on resources, and you'll get all this fantastic information that you should look through if you're confused. Again, I wouldn't just read it. It's not by any means leisure reading material. It'll probably put you to sleep. And if you can't sleep at night, it's a great idea. Do read it, because then this will definitely put you to sleep. Now, you will notice on there's a lot of things about best practices and how to get these actual templates. It'll give you all sorts of recommendations and information. So read through that in case you don't know how to do that. And you can also download the product templates for the actual artwork, as well as look at the sizing and all that good stuff. So now what you'll need to do is actually upload this design. So to do that, you'll hit create, and then you'll hit whatever kind of actual product you'll want to design. In this case, I'm gonna go ahead and do the standard t-shirt because that's the most popular one, and it'll ask me for an actual design. And I'm just gonna, for chagrins, put this Raichu thing, and it's valid because it's not the right dimension, so I forgot to do that. But you'll just go ahead and upload the artwork and then hit edit details, and you'll select what size, what actual gender. So choose fit types. You'll notice they have men, women, and youth. So for this example, I put men and women, and then I would go with black. I would never go then with more than a couple colors, because typically people are usually buying those couple colors unless it makes sense for the actual theme. So for example, if it was for girls, I might definitely pick pink and red. But if I was just to select a couple of them, here's additional colors. You can just select a few, and then this is where you'll price your item. You'll be able to see both the front and the back of it, and that's pretty much it. After that, you'll want to enter the product details, so you'll go ahead and hit a title, as well as you'll call yourself a brand. So make up a brand name. Don't say it's like Liz's t-shirts unless that's what you want your brand to be. And then lastly, you can put a couple different bullets. So in these actual bullets, you want to put a lot of keywords that pertain to the actual t-shirt. So think about, what would people be searching for on Amazon if they were looking for your t-shirt? And that's exactly what you'll put in here. And then lastly, you can also put a product description that is 75 characters, and you can make it searchable and appearable in the Amazon search results. Now, you might wonder, why would people want it non-searchable? Well, a lot of times people make t-shirts for a nonprofit, or they don't want anybody else to be able to buy them, just their particular group of people. So you can also make it non-searchable. After that, you will save the draft, and it'll go into Amazon's queue in order to approve the shirt for sale, and you'll usually see it on there fairly quickly. Depending on the newness of your account, they might not put that on there that quickly. So again, that's how you upload the t-shirt. After all that is said and done, now it's time to promote, and now it's time to head on over to video number 2. So that's pretty much a wrap for this video. Again, if you have any questions or comments, I will personally answer them below. Do not be shy. I don't bite, at least not on camera. So I will see you all in the next video.